Hello there, in this video we're reacting to what if Plo Koon was on Coruscant during Revenge of the Sith. This Star Wars what if is made by the Star Wars Galaxies, so make sure to subscribe to him and check out his video. Links in the description. Subscribe to me as well. We'll turn 1,000 subscribers in 2024. And one quick question before we get into the video. Do you guys want me to make my own Star Wars what ifs? Just like the ones we react to in these videos? Let me know in the comments, yes or no. I appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into the video.
What if Plo Koon was on Coruscant during Revenge of the Sith?
Alright,
everyone loves a good Plo Koon story, so let's get into it.
We love Plo Koon.
Our story begins on Cato Nemoidia as Plo Koon and the men of the 442nd Seed Battalion were battling the CIS, trying to take back the planet. Cato Nemoidia was a key separatist world, home of Newt Gunray and the Trade Federation. Plo Koon and his men were among the best fighter groups in the entire Grand Army of the Republic, and they were assigned to this battle for a reason. It was key to halting separatist war efforts, and it was expected that this battle would last a few more days at the very least. But clone pilot Jag came up to Plo and the others as they were camped out on the edge of the city, waiting for their next battle plans. Jag said he and a few others just went on a reconnaissance mission, and they discovered the location of the CIS general in this battle, Bake Rayorn, and his hideout is exposed at the moment as the CIS is waiting on reinforcements. So the Republic fighters decided there was no need to waste any time, and they followed Jag's reconnaissance reports to locate the Separatist commander of this battle. And this would be the final skirmish for control over the planet, as Plo and his men were able to lead a successful infiltration of the CIS base, finding Commander Rorn and capturing him, allowing the Republic to shut down any attempts at the CIS bringing in reinforcements, and the planet was once again held by the Republic. In the aftermath of it all, Plo was doing a standard flyover of the planet.
This planet is so weird. There's fucking big cities on some fucking weird-ass bridges and some weird-ass fucking rock formations. Like, what is this, bro?
When he received a transmission from Coruscant. It was Mace Windu, and Windu said that Coruscant was just attacked. The battle resulted in the death of Count Dooku by the hand of Skywalker. Plo was very surprised to hear this, and part of him still mourned Dooku, despite all of the damage he caused since leaving the Order. But he moved on and asked Windu what their next move was. Plo was informed that Grievous has escaped and is on the run, but once he is captured, surely the war will come to an end. As Windu said this, Plo could sense something else going on with Windu, and so Plo asked what is bothering him. Windu told Plo that with Dooku dead, it should feel like the war is about to end. And yet, Windu continued, it feels like the darkness only continues to rise in the Force. Windu shook his head, saying he's sure everything will reveal itself in time. But for now, he congratulated Plo on the victory ahead of schedule, and now that Cato Nemoidia is captured, they could use Plo back on Coruscant, just in case something else happens. Plo said he will return as soon as possible, and he took off for the Republic capital. Around the galaxy, events were circulating that could change the fate of the galaxy forever. Anakin Skywalker awoke from a nightmare about Padme dying in childbirth, and it brought him great fear, but it also gave him more determination than ever to save her life, no matter what it takes. Battles on Felucia, Megiddo, Seleucami, and so many other planets were all important, yet everything felt insignificant compared to how the Force was circulating around Coruscant. Everything for the past few years during this war led to these final days, and in the morning, Plo Koon would arrive back on Coruscant just in time for a council meeting. The council was informed that Chancellor Palpatine has made Anakin Skywalker his personal representative on the Jedi Council, and therefore, the Chancellor has granted Anakin a seat on the council without consulting the Jedi, and the council was rightfully disturbed by this.
Yeah, they should be, because the Chancellor fucking interfering with Jedi affairs, especially their council, is a little sus. Okay, why did I say sus?
None of the council masters liked the idea of the Chancellor having the authority to control who sits on the council. The Jedi and the Senate have worked together for hundreds of years, but they've always stayed separate in their own politics. The Jedi didn't put people in the Senate, and the Senate or Chancellor didn't put people on the Jedi Council. Until now, as the Chancellor has used his emergency powers to take control of the Jedi Order. And in a way to maintain some control for themselves, the Council informed Anakin that while he was on the Council, they will not make him a master. This upset Anakin more than even he expected, and Anakin lashed out at Windu, until Windu sternly told Anakin to take a seat.
Yeah, take a seat,
Being here
young
in person,
Skywalker.
not distracted by the battle, gave Plo Koon a bit of a new perspective on things. From his point of view, Anakin was clearly upset about something. Anakin clearly thought he was being disrespected by the Jedi, while the Chancellor continues to encourage Anakin and even gave him a seat on the council. Plo also took note of the other council members around here. Windu and Yoda were both trying desperately to end this war, while putting on a calm face for the rest of the Jedi, but their walls were breaking down. The Jedi Order was in desperation mode, and before long, the entire group was dismissed. Plo would leave the chambers and stand atop a staircase, watching as Obi-Wan walked Anakin down the stairs, giving Anakin his new off-the-record mission. Anakin was to spy on the Chancellor and report back with all of Palpatine's reactions to what is happening within the war. The Council suspected that Palpatine may be working directly with the Sith Lord, Darth Sidious,
He is
and has been controlling things from the shadows. The Council agreed that Palpatine may not even know that Sidious is manipulating him, but having Anakin report on the Chancellor was their best option to find the truth. While Plo agreed that Palpatine may very well be close to Sidious, he did not know if Anakin was the best choice for this delicate mission of spying on the Chancellor. No Jedi in the entire Order was closer to Palpatine than Anakin, and now Plo could only wonder if the Sith Lord knew just how powerful Anakin was predicted to become. If Qui-Gon was right so long ago about Anakin, and Plo had little doubt about Anakin's power after fighting by his side in the war, then surely the Sith would try to ensnare or kill Anakin. Either way, Plo watched as Obi-Wan and Anakin separated, as Obi-Wan met up with Yoda and Mace Windu to escort Yoda to the Republic hangar. Anakin went off on his own path, and Plo went to one of the meditation chambers in the Council. In here, he found Shakti, and Master T had spent many long hours in here over the recent weeks, trying to sift through the darkness clouding the Force and find any answers, to which she was largely unsuccessful so far. Plo sat across from her, and he sunk into his own meditation, feeling the many currents of the moving galaxy. Plo could feel the never-ending conflict in so many battles, and the meditation took him all the way to Mandalore. Plo always had a deep connection with Ahsoka, and today he could feel her strong presence, as Ahsoka was battling Maul after Maul revealed to her what he thought to be true, that his previous master, Darth Sidious, was trying to bring Anakin to his side after years of grooming him. Ahsoka planned to win this battle and hopefully speak to Anakin to find out if there was any truth to this. More time would go by, and before long, the location of General Grievous would be given to Anakin by Palpatine, and a new council meeting would be called upon. Anakin informed everyone that Grievous is on Utapau, and then he said that the Chancellor recommends that he go on this mission.
Wow, the Chancellor recommends it? That doesn't fucking matter.
Windu said the council will make their own decisions, and everyone unanimously chose Kenobi to take on Grievous.
Good.
Plo supported this as well, and Obi-Wan would soon take off for Utapau after saying his goodbyes to Anakin. Once more, Plo would decide to go into meditation, but this time he decided to do so in the council chambers, somewhere he would be completely alone. And as he sunk into meditation, and the distant sounds of the Coruscant traffic were shut out, he would spend hours here, just searching for the answers. He spent the rest of the day searching different threads of the Force, only to find what Windu and Yoda often said. The Force was clouded by the darkness, and even the strongest Jedi had trouble sifting through it these days. Plo spent so long in meditation that the time just flew by, and soon he was alerted to a new strategy meeting with Yoda, Anakin, Windu, Mundi, and Ayla Secura. Plo was alone in the council chambers, but he decided to just join the meeting from here. As his hologram joined in, Mace Windu was turning to Anakin, telling him to go to the Chancellor, inform him that General Kenobi has engaged Grievous in battle.
Ooh, and this is when Palpatine reveals that he's a Sith monkey. And I'm gonna assume that Plo Koon maybe follows him?
His reaction will provide valuable insight to his intentions. Anakin turned and left, briefly making eye contact with Plo, and soon the remaining Jedi just stood here, as Windu said he senses a plot to destroy the Jedi, then adding on that the dark side of the Force surrounds the Chancellor.
Yeah, because he is.
Mundi said that if Palpatine does not give up emergency powers after Grievous is defeated, then he must be removed from office. And now Windu said that the Jedi Council would have to take control of the Senate to secure a peaceful transition of power. Plo very rarely spoke in council meetings, He often opted to let the currents of the Force decide which path to take,
He's a quiet
but today,
kid.
he could feel the tension of it all. Yoda said that this line of thought will take them to a dark place, and they must take very great care. And suddenly, a new guest arrived to the meeting, one that made Plo extremely happy. It was Ahsoka Tano, reporting on her victory from Mandalore. Plo gave Ahsoka a warm greeting, telling her it is so good to see her again, and Ahsoka was also very happy to see Plo, as she reported that Maul is in custody. With Maul captured, and Grievous being fought by Obi-Wan, the war was set to end. But for the first time since returning to Coruscant, the Force was showing something to Plo, something off with Ahsoka, as if she knew something, or wanted to reveal something. But as the meeting came to an end, and the Jedi began to disappear from the holograms, Plo could only wait, and soon, it was just him and Ahsoka left in the meeting. And Plo asked if she had more to say. Ahsoka looked truly burdened by something, and it's unlikely she would have told anyone else what she heard. But she trusted Plo more than just about any other Jedi. So Ahsoka said it's something with Anakin. Maul told Ahsoka that he was hoping Skywalker would come to Mandalore, so he could kill him. Plo tilted his head in confusion. Maul wasn't exactly the greatest strategist. It didn't seem like his motives always made sense, but still, he had no need for revenge against Skywalker.
Exactly.
Kenobi, sure, but why Anakin? And Ahsoka revealed that apparently Sidious wants Anakin as his next apprentice, and Maul said that Anakin has long been groomed for this role. Now, Plo put a hand to his chin as he realized the implications of what this meant. He recalled what Windu just said: the dark side of the Force surrounds the Chancellor. And now, Ahsoka said that Anakin has been groomed for his new role. So Plo put the pieces together. Palpatine is Sidious. And he's going to try and turn Anakin. Everything led up to this moment. Plo thanked Ahsoka, and the meeting ended. Plo looked out of the council window, across Coruscant, to where he knew the Republic Executive Building to be. Out there, Darth Sidious had Anakin Skywalker all to himself. And Plo could feel something off in the Force. There was no time to ask to run through the temple for help. He had to go now, call for reinforcements later. So Plo tapped a button on his wrist to call for a Jedi speeder, and within a minute, a speeder was outside the council windows. Plo dove through the window, landing in the speeder, and he took off for the executive building. As he flew, Plo sent a message back into the temple to tell Windu his suspicions, and let him know where he was going. Plo told Windu to organize a Jedi strike team, and he will try to keep Palpatine in place in his office for arrest. And inside of the executive building, Palpatine was slowly beginning to unravel the truth to Anakin, that only through the dark side could Anakin save his wife. Only through him.
That's definitely not
and
lying.
Now Anakin had the truth. Palpatine is Sidious, and Anakin ignited his blade. Palpatine could feel his anger. This was good, and he asked if Anakin was going to kill him, to which Anakin said he would certainly like to. But a moment later, Jedi Master Plo Koon ran through the door, igniting his own blade.
Let's go!
Anakin was beyond surprised by this, but having Plo here helped calm him down. The two Jedi began circling around Sidious, telling him he is under arrest for treason against the Republic. Sidious saw now that he could either go with these two Jedi back to the temple, or he could simply kill Plo and show Anakin where the true power lies in all of this. So, Sidious took a few steps backwards, and with a sudden chilling smile, he ignited his red blade, telling Anakin that perhaps this can be his first lesson. Plo looked to Anakin, telling him to trust in the light, and Sidious laughed, saying there is no longer any light, and the office erupted into chaos as Sidious spun at the two Jedi. The three lightsabers clashed together with speed and power that would have immediately ended the lives of most Jedi. But Plo and Anakin were among the best duelists in the galaxy. Anakin defeated Dooku in battle, and Plo was the only Jedi to beat Yoda in a sparring match.
Hold up, the Star Wars Galaxy, that's not really real, okay? It's just something that was mentioned in the video game. Literally one line that was mentioned in the video game that isn't even canon or Legends or whatever, right? It wasn't even shown. It was just mentioned, said by, I don't know who it was said by, Anakin or something, okay? So he didn't actually beat Yoda in a sparring match, okay? So, you know, I see the confusion here, but it's not a good argument to use because it didn't actually happen, okay? Just saying, you know, I'm like a big Star Wars nerd, so I know that.
Sidious was in for a challenge. Plo countered Sidious's ruthless attacks, spinning around and using the office to perfectly maneuver through the fight. Anakin, trying to balance the power he used against Dooku with his training from Obi-Wan, added relentless aggression to the combined fight. Sidious's eyes burned with an evil glee as he waited so long to finally fight the Jedi. As they fought and moved through the office, desks were splintered and ripped through with the blades, the giant window was shattered, and the air was filled with the smell of scorched metal and fabric. Plo Koon and Anakin were pressing their attack, their movements blending together as they aimed to bring down Sidious. Anakin wanted to arrest him and learn his secrets after, while Plo was determined to do whatever it takes to ensure that the Sith cannot continue to rise. Sidious's cackling laughter was echoing through the room as he twisted and turned, evading their strikes with the speed of a shadow. The dark energy he wielded seemed to thicken the very air, making every breath a struggle. The climax of the battle would come in a blinding flash of light and power, as Sidious, driven to the edge of the window by the Jedi, turned and kicked Anakin in the face before unleashing a torrent of Force lightning at Plo Koon, knocking Plo's saber away and forcing the Jedi Master to use the Force to hold back the lightning. And as Plo did this, he called upon a power he had only used once before on
Electric Judgment.
Electric Judgment. A yellow form of Force lightning that came from the light side. The two opposing tendrils of lightning collided, creating a cackling storm of power that illuminated the room in a blinding white light. Anakin got back to his feet, and with his senses overwhelmed and the room shaking from the intensity of their battle, Anakin realized he had to make an impossible choice. The Force screamed with the urgency of his decision as he prepared to save one and let the other fall. Sidious called out to Anakin, telling him that only he has the power to save the one he loves. But Plo had a different card to play. He called out, telling Anakin that he spoke with Ahsoka. She defeated Maul, thanks to Anakin's training. Plo yelled out that Anakin has the power to do whatever he wants. But now Anakin must choose whether he wants that power to go to the light or to the dark. And this message was what Anakin needed to hear. A council master showing true faith in him, trusting him to make the right choice. And Anakin realized Plo was right. He is the chosen one. He doesn't need the Sith. The Sith need him. So as the lightning was about to destroy Plo, Anakin stepped forward, putting his blade into the blue lightning, descended back at Sidious, and it combined with Plo's electric judgment, quickly ripping Sidious apart as he screamed in defeat, and soon only his lightsaber and robe remained. Seconds later, Windu and his Jedi team entered with extreme surprise. In front of the Jedi stood Anakin and Plo Koon. The room was turned upside down with furniture sliced through, the window was broken, and on the ground lay the robe and lightsaber of Darth Sidious. Windu forced himself to shift into letting go of his emotions and acting now, telling Plo and Skywalker that the Council will have to take control of the Senate immediately. And so the Jedi mobilized. Saesee Tiin, Kit Fisto, and Agen Kolar would stay in this office to prevent anyone from entering, while also transmitting the security recordings to the others. And in the Senate within the hour, Windu, Skywalker, and Plo gathered everyone, informing them of their discovery. Palpatine was a Sith Lord, and they played the security recordings from his office. It was undeniable, and the Jedi proclaimed that until a new election can take place, they will be taking over the Senate, and Palpatine's closest advisors were taken in for questioning to determine what role they all played in all of this. The implications of Palpatine being a Sith.
Mos Maida, the blue fuck, he should be fucking killed or something because he's a dick.
He worked for Dooku, with Dooku, and the Separatists to create this war, so he didn't exactly have many supporters once this was exposed. Sure, some senators did like the war as it gave them profit, but now it was time to give that up. The corrupt senators did also fear the Jedi, so they sat back with their riches, letting the Jedi lead this war to an end. The Jedi would help with a group of senators led by Padme Amidala, Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, and a few others, called the Delegation of 2000, as they would push for officially ending this war. The Jedi would call all of its members from the battlefronts, as the war came to an official end within a few days after the Separatist leaders were discovered on Mustafar, and a strike team would go and arrest them for good. Anakin would be able to convince himself that only he was strong enough to save Padme, not any other Jedi or Sith. Even after years of manipulations, Sidious couldn't get him in the end. And so when the time eventually came, Anakin prepared to use Force Heal to save her, but there was no need. Padme just lived, and Anakin would see that his nightmares, for the first time ever, were wrong, and he allowed himself to happily live on with his wife and children. Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Yoda, Plo Koon, and Mace Windu would be among the Jedi to visit Anakin and the children on Naboo, as they put together plans to train the twins, all in due time, marking the beginning of a new era for the Jedi and for the Republic. And folks, that is where our story comes to an end today.
Okay, W story. You know, we always love a story with Plo Koon, and this one is a great one. Of course, we get to see an epic fight again with Plo Koon, him using electric judgment. Always love that. I'm going to give this story 9 out of 10. Beautiful story. I liked everything. Epic fight. As always, good ending. This time, Anakin wasn't a stupid dickhead simping monkey, so that is great. So yeah, 9 out of 10. Let me know what you guys would rate it in the comment section down below. If you agree with my rating, and if you don't, and yeah, what you thought about this what if. So that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe to the Star Wars Galaxy and check out his original video. Links in the description. Subscribe to me as well, as we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. Like the video if you enjoyed. Turn your notifications on to be notified next time I post a video like this. Share this video with anybody that you know. And for my Twitter, link is in the description. Again, thank you so much for watching, and a question I have for you guys, as I had in the intro, would you want me to write my own stories? What if it's just like the ones that we react to in these videos? Because I do already have some good ideas for some what ifs I could make, but let me know if you guys would want that, so comment down below yes or no. And yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. This is the way I'm forced to be with you, and I will see you next time. Hey, you didn't watch it? Well, check out this video on the left side of the screen, which is specifically recommended for you, or check out the playlist on the right of the screen, which contains similar videos to this one, made by me, of course. Hey, remember, subscribe.